Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Showdown Series March Clash, where this time, for the first time in a good couple of months, we're back in the virtual arenas of the finals for what is set to be a really entertaining evening of competition. If you're new here, if this is your first time in the Showdown Series, whether as a viewer, whether you're here as a player, first and foremost, welcome on in. Secondly, how things work around here is we're a fairly casual tournament. Things aren't going to be that serious. We're going to have a bit of fun with it. Most of our players tonight, they're not finals experts. They're playing it either for the first time since the previous tournament. We only have one or two finals heads actually sort of in and amongst the server tonight. So most of the kind of people have just been like, download the finals, download the finals, download the finals. And they've downloaded it. I've got them in the lobby. So we're going to have hopefully quite a little bit of a fun time with this one this evening. How things are going to work, I'll tell you that in a moment. But first and foremost, we've got to do some housekeeping. Let's take a look at the trailer for the Showdown Series Invitational. With it all to do on his shoulders, he finds one. Can he find Elliot? No, he cannot! BDP! Last year at the first Showdown Series Invitational, 4 challengers prevailed and found themselves crowned our first set of champions. This year, we're coming back. Old blood seeking to defend their title, new competitors looking to make their mark, and wildcards seeking to disrupt the status quo. It's not just the one battlefield they'll have to conquer, new games to play, new challenges to face, more opportunities to arise. But this year, only one can sit atop the throne. This is the Showdown Series Invitational 2026. What a banging looking tournament the Showdown Series Invitational is shaping up to be. As you saw there in the trailer, unlike last year, this year we're going beyond just Rainbow Six. We're bringing in some new games. 3 days of action is going to be coming your way, directly broadcasted from Falmouth University. Got an awesome little land studio that we're starting to shape up, starting to build. So things are looking really exciting for that project. So keep your eyes out here on the channel at the end of May. It's going to be a really, really entertaining one as things go on forward. As always, information will be up to date on my socials and on the website as well, showdownseries.co.uk, if you're not already checking it out every now and then. And we've got, Counter-Strike coming up beforehand next month in April. Dive into that a little more later tonight. As for what we've got in the finals, let's go over the format because it's a little bit different to what you're used to seeing in Siege. It's not a straight shoot, double elimination bracket. No, it's all about rounds and points and systems. So teams, they're going to start off in a cash-out round. All 4 teams that we've got for you tonight, Geronimo, Up the Tizzy, the Goon Squad, and the Backdoor Breachers, they're all going to be going head-to-head with each other in a cash-out round. This is the core game mode of the finals. I'll explain it a little more when we get to there, but what you want to take away from this is that the top 2 teams out of our 4 from that cash-out round, they then get to progress onto a head-to-head round, which means it's just the 2 teams going head-to-head with one another. After the conclusion of that round, we return to cash out. Whoever won the head-to-head round, they get a point stacked up against their name. They will get 1 whole point. Whether it's a clean victory, whether it's a hard-fought battle, it's going to be, they just get that singular point. You win 3 head-to-head rounds, you get 3 points, you take home the tournament, and as you can see there on the graphic as well, the winning team gets home some Season 10 battle passes. So, some really exciting stuff there for these guys. Of course, the new season Fantasy League has just dropped, so it's all medieval themed cosmetics. It's really exciting stuff. And for those that aren't too into the finals, well, they can get some store credit for themselves as well to put towards their next purchase on whatever that so may be. Would it be the finals without the amazing arenas that we have inside of this game? No, it certainly would not. But this tournament, it could be a really short one. It could be a really long one. It's going to be one or it's going to be the other. Technically, we could be out of here by the time we hit Las Vegas. The team could clear the whole thing 3-0. You ask me, that's a little bit boring. It's a little bit dry. I don't want to see that tonight. I want to see us go all the distance. We can have a maximum of 9 round rotations. If all teams get 2 points and then we go to a final decider round, we could be here for quite a long one, but we will see how things unfold. We're going to start things off on Skyway Stadium. It's a very vertical map, a lot of destruction opportunities, one of the classics in the finals. Round 2 we move over to Fangwai City, one of the newer maps, one of these ones that all of our players that are just here for the Showdown Series tournaments, they are not going to be all too familiar with. So a really fun battleground, but incredibly vertical one there. That's going to be really, really interesting for them. Las Vegas going to be heading on towards for round number 3. It's been reworked a little bit since the last time we played it. Onto Nozomi Citadel, that map that's got that really cool split down the middle between the CNS side and the Via side of the map. Really different gameplay styles, really different aesthetic styles, and a stark contrast to what will follow suit over on Monaco. Big church in the middle, El Clasico of the finals. Just like those classic Western movies that are ripped right from maps like Banao. It's quite low. It's got quite some long sightlines on the rooftops there. It's one of my favourite maps in the game as we head in towards round 6. And then round 7, as I say, Cis Horizon. And we did run out of a little bit of room on the graphic. But should we need to get there, should we get to the end of this one, Seoul and then Fortune Stadium will close us out for the evening. So technically we could play every map in the rotation in the sort of competitive sense. It could be a really fun one. As I say, this could be an incredibly long evening, depending on how things go. If one team steps ahead and dominates, it could be a really, really quick evening. If one team is able to, have this back and forth established, it could be really great as well. For teams that are listening, because I know a lot of the teams are going to be listening, waiting here, while we sort of head to get ourselves into the lobby. How do you win a game of the finals? That is going to be the most important question here. How do you actually, get yourself through a game and really, bring yourself forward? For me, the one thing I always see in these common low-level lobbies is going to be the pacing issues. It's going to be teams dive too deep, too quickly. They go a little bit too fast. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit chaotic. So they just need to slow it on down. Hang back a little bit. You get that cash out. You kite around it. You don't dive directly in. You just play it slow. You just play it safe. But I don't think these teams are going to be slowing things out. I think these teams want some action. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the March Clash for the Showdown Series. We're on the finals. Let's get ourselves right underway into map number 1 of the evening. It's going to be none other than the Skyway Stadium. The vertical sightlines, the big opportunities for destruction. This one is going to be an absolute barn burner of a tournament. So let's get ourselves into things here and load on in towards Skyway Stadium as we get on towards the loading screen here. As you can see, the rules for cash out on the left side of the screen very aptly presented there as the players are kind of connecting, getting themselves through the lobby. We can get a look at the first hit of the teams here. Now, I know it says the big splash. You'll have to ignore the overlay. Colours are associated with the correct teams. Geronimo, this is in front of us here. Executioner is Alfie. Valiant is Margie. And then, of course, Joe Taco is King. We'll be using the in-game names probably to refer them to, just to make things a little bit easier for all of you folks at home. So we're seeing a pretty standard-ish looking lineup here. Heavy, medium, medium with these guys. Immediately Alfie straight on towards the flamethrower. Shocknor, good. Everyone's got their skins in order. I love to see it. The contestants for this game, all in big order, all ready to go. So let's get ourselves into it through the portal in towards round 1 here of the finals as I try to work out the spectator controls for this game because I've actually never used the free cam on this game before. And yeah, so let's follow here. So we're following the backdoor breachers here. This is going to be where we're starting things off here. Vault number 2, immediately gunfights being established here. Avery, Lime, Lemon going to be spotting players coming out down below here, but the first one to drop is going to be Penn. Shut on down there by Abyss. Reigning champions here, the Goon Squad, a lot to prove themselves, opening up the vault nice and early. It should be a good little start for them. Revive has come on through for VDV now. The question is, how do they make their response? Cloaking grenade going to be thrown on in. Having a bit of a reconnaissance moment, spraying on towards the player. A lot of damage done with the P90, but Abyss is going to be able to survive. Oh, that sniper fire coming in from the far line side of things. I believe that's going to be Ghoulie there. Geronimo, elsewhere on the battlefield, Vault number 1. Making its way rapidly to cash out number A, although the players on the side of Up the Tizzy, they've managed to mount themselves up here on the mounted platforms, giving themselves that bit of boost, giving themselves that little bit of verticality, and now will be able to get themselves in a good position. It's on the moving platform as well, so an incredibly difficult retake here awaits the players on the side of Geronimo. They're going to want to go for this one. Taco on their own, going to be going for a little bit of a ninja move on towards the platform, trying to see what they can spot, trying to see what they can find, but there's a light with a sword chasing them out, and immediately Goody's got to shut down now while there is a heavy on the platform with the flamethrower. They're unable to just keep up with the sheer damage output of the light there, taking on down. Final player left of Geronimo. It's going to be Margs, and at this point, do you play until the team wipe, or do you go and try and recover your teammates where you can? Elsewhere, things are pretty uneventful in this map here. Quite slow and scary. Of course, Margs trying to go for here, but she will be shut on down. Elsewhere though, platform B, things are certainly heating up. Not quite got the cash out started till just this moment. Abbott's going to be swinging on in. Pen cornered in between the members of the Goon Squad, will be taken on down. While the turrets will remain, do some chip damage, it's ultimately not going to be enough to really stop them from being able to confirm the kill on towards that one. So, with it, we've got our first established leaders. Goon Squad up the tizzy, firm control in both cash outs right now, respectively. Should be able to get themselves off to a nice early start here, prepping up where they're ready. But Geronimo, they're in the fray, and they've decided to opt for the other team this time. They're going to be tackling on the Goon Squad to see what they can head, to see what they can find with them. Spotting out the players here, caught outside of no ammo. Taco's going to fall to the ground here. Abbott's playing this SMG light masterfully, weaving in and out of the action, brings it all down, and yet again, it's Margie left standing. Tizzy in a hard brawl here, trying to fight for themselves over towards cash out, but it's just not quite going to happen yet. Cash out B firmly in control, but over on the flip side of the arena, the same could not be said indeed. Cash out A is going to be going on the way. Backdoor breach is trying to hold on to it, but a swing around is there. And that's going to be Frog denying Pen from taking that one. Keeping under control of up the tizzy for now. Cash out confirmed. Going to be the first one for them. Get themselves off to a nice early lead here. And while the Goon Squad don't tail too far behind, they're the only ones with an active cash out right now. They're going to want to be holding on to it for dear life where they can.
The big splash are respawning and hoping to muddy the waters in the arena.
I feel some tension brewing. The socialites are better prepared for a scene.
Oh, I do have HUD, so I can do X-ray. That's handy to have.
The socialites are
I
pushing
can press
into
the pause button. That's also quite handy. Guide. Oh. Okay, we don't want to do that. Goodness no. I'm working out this one. We're seeing how the buttons cooperate. Like I said, I've never actually observed the finals before. This is all entirely new, so a bit of quiet inside of this arena is certainly going to be very much appreciated between these sides. But a duel is not going to be letting that quiet linger for too long. BDB caught up in a bit of a scrap here over vault number 3. Up the tizzy, already wanting to look to compete for it. They're just fallen slippily away from that first place as Goon Squad confirmed their first cash out. And they're already charging on in, trying to steal this second one here, but met up with the full brunt there of the side of BDB. Unable to really stand for it. Jack's going to go down. Vault number 3 remains in the hands of the pink team for now, but it's very hotly contested. All teams vying for this one at the moment. Connor in a world of pain, forced to retreat on the way. Penn doing what they can on the heavy, trying to keep up the light, trying to keep up the support on the rest of the team, but ultimately they are going to get away with this vault. They're going to retreat on through, and it's down to the rest of the lobby to really just lead some chase for it. Try and keep up where they can, but ultimately they're going to get caught scrapping one another. The cash out. It does go past the vault. Not really ready to commit towards it just yet. Every team right now in a little bit of a stalemate and a little bit of a scrap. And while there's some action here on side of the vault, is it going to be enough to disrupt anything? Goon Squad ready to pounce as soon as someone makes a move for it. Vault number 4 going to be opened on up. See what they can try and get cooking with it. Caught in a world of pain here. Jack trying to do what he can. Will slip on away. Abyss redeploying in towards the fray. Cash out D has been started here by BDB. Left relatively unharmed for the moment as the team sort of rotates around to try and play some support for it. But you can immediately anticipate up the tizzy. They're going to want to be contesting for this one. They're going to want to be trying to find it where they can. Really immediately on in here with the sword. Just going to take down Connor like that. Shut him on down. First one for BDB. Shut down off the board here. Frog's in a bit of a scrap here with the light. She's just going to dip on right away back up top. Left to the wayside. Normally Bubbles being popped, duel of the heavies here, but the verticality just not working out here for up the tizzy as they're struggling to gain a stalemate inside of this fight. Tried to go for a ninja cash out, but Penn's right there to shut it on down. An ID impact being made. Everyone vying for this cash out D right now, and it might seem to be we're going to be seeing a double vault attempt here from the Goon Squad as they're bringing the vault closer. Abyss propels himself off the map. You can't hide that one from me. But it's Goon Squad, the only team actually alive on the arena right now. They would still cash out D for themselves in the final second, and while the Meteor Strikes will come on through, I don't think that's going to be enough to shake them away from this one. They will get it in the nick of time.
Can you believe it?
Bring themselves up, bang themselves another 12k. Very likely to find themselves in the cash out round here for this one as we click 2-minute mark on the clock here. Final teams redeploying up the tizzy. Narrow lead above the rest of the competition here. Geronimo quite far behind, bit of catching up to do, but with the 15 grand vaults on the line, they immediately dive in for it, looking to try and get themselves, but they're going to be met up with resistance wherever they go here. Understood. Blocking some shots there with the box, but ultimately Taco, are they going to be able to keep up with all of the pressure, considering all of the carnage going on around him, caught in between two teams with these shut on down, kills going all the way on through. Cash out confirmed now by the side of the Goon Squad. TGS take the lead. Alfie trying to do what he can with the flamethrower, ultimately deranging on enough there on the verticality. Will be taken on down there by Frog. Abyss though is fighting back with Scooby-Doo and Lou with another, leaving Frog all left standing on their lonesome. Going to try and do what they can to really fight for this one, but 10 HP of P19 hands, 3 angry members of the Goon Squad chasing you. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. Yet again, the only team alive in the arena at the present moment, and ultimately, they could seek to just not play a cash out right now. That would be a really wise move from them. Don't actually toss it in the vault. Just run around with, don't toss it in a cash out station, rather. Just keep on running around with the vault. Keep on giving your opponents the chase. If they don't start it in the next 50 seconds, it's game over for them. Abyss though, he seems to be bringing it close. Whether he wants to try and bait it out or not is another question. Has to get close with his Mac 10 though. Doesn't have a good amount of distance capability, but when this close right behind him, it can tear people apart just like that. Margie's going to find on out. Keeping his cash out station, keeping it bouncing around. Connor's trying to do what he can to get this vault on going. But the final player here for the side of BDB, Penn, tearing them apart with a minigun, able to find all 3 of them, shuts down the side of up the tizzy, recovers the teammates, revives them on through. No tokens used as well from that side. And got 22 grand sitting right here, but you've got 15 seconds to try and plaster it into a vault. 15 seconds to get it into something. Do you have the time? No, the grapple falls just short. And I think that unless this throw can hit from Avery, no, that's going to be, was going to be all she wrote. But Goon Squad, a saving grace here for the side of the BDB. They open up the vault. One final cash out to settle this game here. Do we see a double dip? Do we see going for it? Jules emerging here. Cash out A, firmly in control right now. It is up to Tizzy. Do they want to go for the steal? Can't just yet because they're outnumbered here by the side of TGS. Going back and through, double jeopardy activated right now. It's high risk, high reward gameplay here in the server. All teams conversion on this singular point. No one, though, able to maintain a steady amount of control here over the cash-out station. Final 2 teams in fighting form. Backdoor breach as Geronimo going for a steal, trying to take it on through, but Abyss is keeping his team alive, keeping them inside of this one, making sure this one does not slip away from them. 30 grand in the pocket, a solidified statement round. They could find themselves here unless this stick comes on through from the side of Geronimo. They're holding on for dear life. Can they hold on all the way? Yes, they can. They have found it. Robbery there up the tizzy, sent straight out of the round. And it'll be the Goon Squad and Geronimo fighting themselves in the first head-to-head match of the evening. We'll be right back with that one for you folks just after this short break. And welcome back on in, ladies and gentlemen. What a thrilling end to that first round of cash out there for ourselves. Geronimo just taking themselves over the line, over up the tizzy in just a nick of time. And they will find themselves here in our first round of head-to-head, our first opportunity to bag themselves some points this evening. But they're going up against the formidable Goon Squad, by far the best looking team in the previous round. And it's going to be a difficult one for them to find here. No one understands the format. I love to see I've had about 3 DMs going, am I out? It's like, no, you're not out. We will play more cash out rounds after this one. This is just first to achieve points, basically. So, you see at the bottom of the screen, each team has 3 bars. Once they win a round of head-to-head, one of those bars goes lights up. And once, believe it or not, once all bars do light up, you have won the tournament. So you need to win 3 of these head-to-head rounds. After this game ends, we will return immediately. Woo! Jack treated us early with a shot, faced up with the shield directly in front of his face. Can he win it? No, he can't. Taco takes him down. But low HP, has to be careful of how he plays this next one. Going to be going for the fight regardless. Not going to be able to win it out against Abyss, though. In the meantime, Alfie started the vault, but his team has fallen to the wayside around him. He's left on his lonesome now. We are playing the head-to-head rule set, meaning that there are an unlimited number of respawn tokens here, so there's no penalisation for teams if they want to restart themselves here. Using the fire, the whole point here is going to be chip damage. It's just going to be denying massive forms of committal here from the Goon Squad. But they're going to be going for these frags, they're going to be going for these kills. Abyss will eventually fall. 2v2 standing right now, but Taco's far away, unable to get himself immediately back into the gunfights to support the team. And while Jack's left low, hopping in to do what he can with the bow and arrow, the Fib's going to come right on through, playing up with a shield in his face, realising now might be a good time to get on out of there. But yet again, it's a backstab from Abyss, just to continue being a nuisance on this one. Tearing on through them right now, and in the head-to-head, left alive for the moment. Geronimo stay fighting. Low, battered and bruised, and it should give the side of TGS an opportunity in towards their first cash out. Raise camera. Where does raise the camera? No, there you go. Cool. We're learning how to do this one here. We're learning. Anyway, first cash out has been deployed. Side of the Goon Squad, it's now recovery station. It's gonna have to be. Not gonna be recovery actually, rather. They're quite happy to deal here. Geronimo gonna have to go recover straight in aggressive with the flamethrower, with the shield. Both players up on this second floor here. Brought to a sliver of HP. Margie joining the fray, but immediately getting taken on right out of it. And just a team fight. That's just indomitable there from the side of TGS. Nice, clean closeout for them. Cash out going to be going in their direction. As the rest of the teams, I imagine, watching by the wayside. Don't go anywhere, you're not out yet, guys. You're still in this one. This is just round 1 of what could be 9 tonight. Another way, though. Right, back in towards the arena here. Big difference here with this head-to-head rule set as well is you can adapt a lot more. You can change your loadout in this one quite freely. It makes things very easy for teams to adapt and counter-strat one another. Going up with a sniper rifle here. Alfie's trying his best, but cornered yet again. Just unable to really get anything going here. It's the long angles that are being their fall. Goon Squad not opting to break the zip lines, actually. Instead, opting to hold on to them. And I actually think it's a really, really good adaptation for them because the triple lights, well, they don't quite have the distance in those short-range gunfights because when you get off those zip lines, you're going to be all quite congested. You're all going to be falling on towards that rooftop there in one fight, roughly where you can see that Jack is standing at the moment on the front line with the bow. And you can see he's just ready to fight for them. And as soon as Geronimo head in towards things here, they're going to be in a precarious spot. Utility ready to be thrown on out. Getting a little bit of damage on towards Alfie, hopping up, trying to join the action now, but immediately Taco takes him down. Minigun by the time it spins up, players already out of your line of sight. And 1 kill apiece here. Goon Squad will get cash out 1. 1 gets absolutely nothing, halfway there now. If you're unfamiliar with the rules of this head-to-head game mode, it's 1 cash out at a time. Each one is worth 25k. Kills don't grant you any more, nor do they get you any less. Instead, it's all about these cash outs. Essentially, it's the best of 3 of individual cash outs here. We can get 2 cash outs first. Goon Squad secured the first. And Night contracted. Go and get the second. Vault was opened by the side of Geronimo. Gas mine will outlast the lights, and this is where the adaptation comes in. I think the side, Geronimo have realised, brings some more HP, brings chip damage. It's one thing that these lights really cannot outstand. Well, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, he's going to try and do what he can. Faced up there with the Jewelies of the Heavy. Not going to be something you can outlast. Revive your teammates, control over the vault is going to be established.
This game show event is unfolding into an epic dash, with our contestants showing the aliens
We can continue onwards.
targets.
Charging on through, seems like we're going to be heading over to Cash Out C. However, as you can see it, that's directly where the Goon Squad are waiting, up mounted on the platform. Jack with the bow, ready to fight this team as they go on forwards. First shot's going to be missed on out. He's taking some damage in return, decides to grapple on away, but gets right behind the player he's going to want to. The one with control over the bow. Geronimo will lose a player there to the bow. Margie yet again seems to be a magnet to these arrows. Charging on ahead now, Abyss leading the charge. Will be able to catch the shield with a trade out with Jack. Finds a second on towards Margie. And leaves it all up to Executioner there. Fires the RPG to absolutely no effect, but your team dead around you. Well, you do have control of the cash out. Goon Squad are going to be rapidly taking advantage of the man numbers they hold to keep themselves up on this position. And Jack just ducking and diving and weaving with the bow. Will find himself securing the cash out there once the lockbolt goes away. Unfortunately, Geronimo 10 seconds to respond. Gonna be a little bit too long. There's some Space Invaders have decided to join us in the arena for this one, making their way across the arena. Just going on through. I've received a lovely DM over on the side of the BDB. They are all now wearing maid outfits. It's comeback season, apparently. We will see how well that one goes onwards. In the meantime, there's a game directly in front of us. Unfortunately, Margie will be like us, sitting on the wayside watching it, as will be joined by Abyss there. Taco finding some really good effectiveness with the shield. Deagle getting up nice, close and personal with Jack. Can it find the final shot to confirm the kill? Yes, it will do. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, all that remains to hold on towards this cash out here. Geronimo want to press this man advantage while they hold on to it. Taco spotted him out, has the pyro grenade ready to try and stall out this vault, but you've now got a player directly in your face. And he's not a very friendly one. Going to throw it down on towards there. Won't cover the cash out in its entirety. You just need to stick at this point here. Geronimo, no way to do but all the way. And Ardy's Light's going to be able to get up to respond in time. Abyss jumps up, throws utility over top, but no, not quite going to be able to find it. And now this sends Goon Squad into panic stations. They need to stick this one on through. They need to go fast. It's essentially now or never forward. And while Abyss is up on towards the platform, doing a lot of damage there, these lights, they're not going to be able to tank out the gas. They're not going to be able to tank out this chip damage. Really good change here of strategy here from the side of TGS. You just need to deny this final player on the cash out station. You're going to be spraying deagles at him. Find the key part that you need there, courtesy of the Executioner. And he's going to execute the side of Goon Squad straight out of this cash out. Geronimo fine there first, 1-1. All comes down to this final cash out station here. Over towards the suspended structures and the skyway of the map. This game looks absolutely ridiculous at times. Seriously, Space Invaders. Look at that. That is ridiculous. What other game has this? You can't tell me this isn't one of the best games on the planet. His teams just recovering themselves for the time being. Backing off away. Geronimo the first ones to find themselves at full strength. Going to be charging on towards this cash out station nice and rapidly. Goon Squad alternatively looking to hold a bit of a further angle away. And oh dear. Oh dear! No! Oh dear! Two of them just threw themselves off the map. That's not what you really want there. Alfie now going to have to go back for the heads. Spot players. He heads into the Coin Cafe to just wait out the respawn time, as I believe. But that's going to give Goon Squad the opportunity. They're not going for this cash out. They're hanging back. Jack has spotted the players, I believe. He sees where Geronimo are going to be. But the rest of the team, to him, they're already up there waiting for them, trying to catch him in the middle here. Margie doing what she can, yet again falls victim to the bow. Taco and Executioner, all that remains over on the side of Geronimo to get nice and close towards this one. Jack going to be regrouping with the rest of the squad now. Abyss, the only one who's in deep on an island on his own. Wants to try and play devil's advocate inside of this one. Vault still unopened, so you still need to make it across to a cash out, and that's what Goon Squad are banking on right now. All of the available cash outs are on the other side of the map, but they're going to spare waiting for it. Instead, we're just going to be going directly for the jugular. Straight in with the bow and arrow here. Answering Deven around this Elven Archer. Taking light work of that heavy, takes him on down. Shield caught in the middle of two. Really tough situation. Goes straight for the punch, straight for the throw. And Abyss to get the third. Well, vault was opened by Geronimo. Its contents, they're going to be claimed by the Goon Squad as they can run away. Make themselves towards the vault. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock to get it over here. Bring it on over. You will see what they've got to offer themselves for this one. Going across, going on over, all the way to cash out D towards the construction site will be where we find ourselves. Luckily for Geronimo, they're mostly already positioned inside of this one. And now the final 2 minutes where it all comes down to. Taco's already found himself in the cash out station. Jack's already there to respond, but we've seen how well this gas works for them in times past. They can just out-chip damage these Goon Squad players, and they're not going to be able to really outlast them. Straight in there with the baton on the shield, shuts down one. Executioner caught in a gunfight with Abyss, coming off worse for wear for it. Abyss decides to continue to pursue, will pay success for that one. However, caught by the lockbolt, won't be able to escape the medium. Trying to get the defib off on the teammate there, unable to do so before his death. Swinging on through, Abyss can now recover his teammates in a sense of peace. More importantly, Goon Squad will hold on to their cash out, but it is tightly contested, this one. And they've learned their lesson from the previous one on towards the floating platforms. You can't trust it to remain safe. Instead, you will need to make sure you have your wits kept about you, because these Geronimo players, they might have to go for the retake right now, but they're not going to be giving this game up all too easily. Charging on the head now. Zipline going to be spotted on through. Seems like the primary course of action, going straight in there to get themselves on through. Executioner take on down. Mark's trying to do what she can. Taco in a world of pain. It's chaos all around, but it's close range is exactly where this baton's going to excel. Able to find two. It's essentially a 1 versus 1 right now with a turret behind him. Scooby-Doo has to aggress, and aggress he will. Wins another team fight. Yet again, Goon Squad holding on towards this one, and for Geronimo, it's going to become do or die for themselves. Need to get themselves back into this game. Need to find themselves on through. Otherwise, it could be very quick, very rapid disaster for them. Final couple of seconds now, and as they get on it here and now, unless someone has an amazing jump pad and they stick it all the way, it's just not going to happen. Goon Squad will find themselves the first one to get them points of the evening, coming in for a few final commiseration kills now, should we say, for Mr. Jack. Been excellent on the bow so far, and the round will be over. It will be heading towards the way of the Goon Squad. 1 down on the board, 2 more to go. Can they go all the distance here? Many pegged them as a favourite for this one. And now we're going to see whether that has any substance hidden behind it, whether they're going to be able to keep this trend on going, or whether one of our other teams is looking to contest, looking to compete. Either way on through, this one was an absolute barn burner of a round of cash out there, head-to-head there, and that's only round number 1 of the evening. A little bit more coming on through in just a couple of seconds as we will get ourselves ready to head in towards Fangwai City. Right after this short little break. over towards the newest cash-out map to be added to the game. Fangwai City 2030 here is going to be our battleground of choice for our second game of the evening. As you can see at the bottom of your screen now, TGS have got themselves one ahead of the opposition, but can they keep themselves there, or is someone else going to find their way in towards our second set of games for this evening? Up to Tizzy, you've got to give them credit, they were very close throughout the entirety of that previous round. However, they just got stolen out last minute there by the side of Geronimo, who put up a valiant fight in the head-to-head round, just unfortunately wasn't quite enough to get themselves over the line. So we'll see how things unfold here over on our second round of Cash Out now. It's all reset, it's an all-new map in the pitch of night. Let's get in to Fangwai City. I've got to say, I do love this map. The aesthetics, the art style, the actual gameplay of it in and of itself. It's a real fun one. Well, one immediately going to be open on up here by the side of the Goon Squad, getting in nice and aggressive. But already on the back tail here, forced out by the players of Up to Tazzy. Abisto swapping out to the knives this time, making bits, making magic happen, but not able to confine himself. Any more kills will be shut on down by it. Pink and purple teams establishing blows, trading them back forth with one another. Goon Squad for the first time in a while, forced to run on the way, forced to retreat. Will be sent towards a team wipe there, courtesy of the powerful Frog. First vault goes straight into the hands of Up to Tazzy, or Tizzy rather. And they're going to be straight into their first cash out. Over on the flip side of things here, over in the rooftops of the suburbs, diving on deep is going to be Margs, looking to make herself cemented, but faced up with two on the other side. The turret of Connor will be enough to finish her off. Geronimo having to fall on back, fall on away, try and get the recoveries where they can. While the vault is under control of BDB, they're yet to actually cement it anywhere. Instead, going to opt for a bit of a more passive moment to try and recover the team. Jumping on down with a revolver is going to be Taco, and while he can get one, no more than that. Margie to pick up the second. She'll be able to find it onto Penn, but a defib's coming on straight on through here. Connor doing his best to keep his team alive. Sport coming in hot. Can they do enough to find this final player here? He's got fire all around him. Executioner goes on down. This army of maids keep themselves going, but while this scrap emerges, they're not going to be able to find themselves stable enough to commit to a cash out. Up to Tizzy, they've been able to stick on their cash out, but they are worse off for wear for it. Frog's gone down. Anus and Ghoulie both quite low HP, and a full HP Goon Squad's rapidly chasing after them. Breach charges in hand, maybe looking to try and bring the Vault Station down, but I don't think they're going to need to play that utility game right now. It's all about the kills, all about the action. Abyss finding one, Jackpot in a gunfight with the bow there, but Abyss comes in to support, and while the mine will trade it back on towards Jack here, Abyss is the final one left standing. Frog charging on in, trying to get there quickly to deny the steal, but I don't think you're going to get there in time. Let's take that back, yes you will, shuts down Abyss, and tries to keep the team on fighting. Token's going to be placed on in now for Up to Tizzy, as they have to make moves, they have to make them quickly, but it's two mediums, and unfortunately for them, it's not going to be enough to get there in due time. Geronimo fighting for dear life over on the other side of the cash-out station, having to try and deny the backdoor breaches. Will mostly wipe them down to zero, trying to get on the steal. And the specialisation, the new shockwave coming in from Penn, will be able to deny it for a moment. And Geronimo, they're opting to go for the kills, but instead they might just need to try and stick this one on through, get the cash out through, because all three members of BDB have now respawned for themselves. Penn going on and able to get one on the backstab there, and they're just not letting this cash out slide, playing it perfectly here. Hiding on back, keeping themselves distance from the opponent. And Geronimo just aren't quite sure when to commit towards space, when to go for the cash out, when to go for the gunfights. Mark's final one left standing to try and steal, while she'll be able to steal the free move head maids. My goodness, what a sight. Cash out is going to be stolen on back by BDB. Goon Squad will find their first. And eyes on cash out B here. Going to be going for the steal, it seems. Wanting to take down breaches. They look to play close up for it. Abyss going in forward here. Caught in the cloak, will be shut on down for it, but here comes the backstab from Scooby-Doo. But BDB, they've got a new light inside of them this game. Maid buff maybe is real, because they're making it work right now. Holding on to this cash out for dear life. Wipe the Goon Squad nonetheless. Unless one of these other teams can play devil's advocate here. Geronimo have had enough. They don't want to play for that cash out. Up to Tizzy. They're going to be going in for a last second steal. It's close. Really trying to survive the gunfight, but surely outnumbered in a 1v2. Not long for this world. BDB take the lead here on Fangwai City. Who's going to win it? 1v1. Straight up shooting between Anus and Lime Lemon here, but Lime Lemon comes out on top. BDB, bloody hell. An entirely new form here. And this is the thing, these arenas, they're all so different from one another. The way the destruction plays, the way the verticality plays, the way your loadout choices affect things. You could very easily find yourselves in a very different pace of things here. Executioner goes on down. Margie with the run away with the bolts, but she's on her own. Team's died around her. No support, and while she will get to the cash out station, I believe, you can see here immediately, one's right behind her looking for the kill. Abyss is good for it. BDB got themselves a vault. Reset for up to Tizzy. They're going to want to be challenging the breachers on this one. Diving on in, top of the bell. Julian in a 1v1. P90 just out DPSs there. A medium, the triple medium setup doing quite well right now, but it's turret. And Connor will get one close up close with the shotgun, trying to get things happen here. Incendiary shells the B, but you've only got 3 shots in that thing, not enough to take on a whole team while you're lonesome. Up to Tizzy, will get away with the vault. Those on through. Run away. Cash out D will now be started. Green squad looking to find themselves up on the board. BDB, what was a good start for them, is trailing a little bit now, having to go for a steal on one of these 2 cash outs to keep themselves on the top 2 for this game. Seems like they're going to be challenging the purple team here. Seems like they're going to be going for Goon Squad. They were able to win this team fight last time, looking to do so yet again here. Are they going to be able to do it? Shots being exchanged back and forth. No kills being committed just on yet. Instead going for a stick steal here. Covered up behind the goo. Can Connor hold it all the way on through? Taking too much damage. No, he's going to fall. Perhaps just a little bit too deep there on the side of the back door. Breaches will forfeit them that opportunity to steal, and commiseration kill there on towards Jack. Keeping themselves alive here. Avery's fishing for more. It is a 1 versus 1 right now with Abyss. If you can win this, you can theoretically get yourselves through, but cloaked up, you move the plant, give your position away. Trying to fight for the time here, more importantly than anything. Abyss swings around with the M11, able to win the 1, get the cash out, get the gunfight. Up to Tizzy, now having to hold on to their one as Geronimo moving on in rapidly, going for the steal here on towards cash out D. Very much unchanged from their previous lineup. Mark, so this time on the light. Going to be looking to try and play a little bit deeper, getting towards something. Taco holding back on the revolver, away from the baton and the shield. But in deep, you're just going to have to go towards these gunfights. Trying to take the one on down in front, but it's the one behind you maybe should be worried about. A lot of damage here. Executioner with the flamethrower. Going to go on in, takes a bit of damage. Out, but ultimately will fall in suit. BDB pushing up, getting aggressive. On towards vault number 5 now, is up to Tizzy. Look to take the lead here on towards the Goon Squad, who are going for their 5th vault out here in the Plaza Square on the Sky Rail. Teams going back and forth. The event, this one goes on through. Connor back up in the action. Going to be using the destruction here, trying to bring them on down. Won't quite cause enough damage, but zipline still available. Instead, opts for the jump pad to get nice and close towards these lights. Now, the fire damage on this shotgun can be absolutely lethal to these light players. It can absolutely rip them to shreds, but the Goon Squad seem to peel on back to go and recover Jack. They will be punished by Geronimo, who are now leading the gunfight, leading the charge here on towards these BDB players. Trying to go on up, trying to go on through, but firmly in control of this one right now is Geronimo, leading the assault, controlling the tempo of this giant team fight as everyone's up in the air. Everyone's all over the place. Who can go for it? Overtime activated. Clock is quickly dwindling right now. Goon Squad narrowly ahead. Up to Tizzy. Backdoor breachers narrowly behind. Up to Tizzy, trying to get the steal here on towards cash out A. Will find it. They will get themselves through it. Set the mine, set the utility, peel on back, exactly what you need to do so. While Frog will take some damage in the fight with Jack. Support's coming in now. Is going deep going to be the play for it? You've got support behind yourself as well, though. It's going to find it successful. Healing beam here from Anus brings you right back up to where you need to be. Ready to continue to chip away from these Goon Squad players one at a time. The final player of Geronimo in a gunfight with BDB. Not long for this world. They should be able to secure control over towards that portion of the map. Meanwhile, Goon Squad uncharacteristically falling a little bit short in this one. Abyss final standing. Going to be going for a heroic breach charge play. Trying to drop the cash out station, but Seaforge doesn't quite connect onto the floor. Instead gets the wall. And he's not going to be able to get what he wants here. Time working out quite well for the side of Up the Tizzy as Frog's able to find one, get the recovery on towards Anus. Ghoulie spots out the players in the backdoor breaches, now trying to dip their toes in this one, getting the gunfight, getting the action. Popping up now to try and contest, try and get something going. You go towards the player there, but ultimately you will fall on down. It's the thing we're doing so well in this arena. You put a bit of a price on your head, you put a bit of a bounty on it. Connor here wanting to go for this steal, try and take this one all the way from Up the Tizzy. Can they get there in time? No! Yet again, a final second steal here will bring backdoor breaches in the lead for this one. Heartbreak at the final hurdle yet again for Up the Tizzy. As it seems like, unless something catastrophic happens in the final 15 seconds of this one, Goon Squad and the backdoor breachers are going to be headed toward our cash out round. They're going to be going through it. They're going to be looking to fight it out here on Fangwai City in our head-to-head round, our final showing for this one. And that is indeed going to be the case. What a great round. Another just really, really fun one there from the side of all of our rosters, really. They're all playing a phenomenal job in that one. And we'll now get to go head-to-head against each other in our next round. It's going to be a really fun one. It's going to be a really spicy one. And hopefully, the high pace of this game, we've had some good steals tonight. We've had some really good plays. Everyone's kind of putting in performance, and sure, Geronimo, I think, had a bit of a quieter game there on Fangwai. We can chalk that up to it not being a map they're too familiar with, not being a map that they've played all that much before. So hopefully for them, they can get the recovery, they can bring it on through. We will just have to wait and see how things play on in Fangwai City in our round of cash head-to-head coming up after this short break. What felt like a little bit of a speedier one there on the cash outside of Fangwai City. Backdoor breachers looking mighty fine here as they try to get themselves their first point of the evening. Goon Squad scraping on through. Second seed, actually, this time going in towards the head-to-head round. BDB will be taking that first primary side.
The Jet Setters versus the Big Splash.
Looking absolutely dapper in the process, may I add.
Let's light up the arena.
Hula bum bags. This is what we love to see. Let's get ourselves directly into things here. Head-to-head round. You know the rules by now. You've seen it all already.
This isn't just about fire.
Goon Squad tripling down on their light setup. One that is an enormous source of frustration for everyone. Everyone hates playing lights. Everyone always really struggles against the lights. Chip damage is the secret. Turrets. Fire. Gas. And BDB had a really, really good read on that in the previous game, and I think that's why they were able to find so much success and win a few pivotal team fights here against what's now their opponent in the head-to-head round. Early on, shots being engaged back and forth between the two. Well, Goon Squad tried to make off with the cash-out station. A couple whiff shots from Connor cement his statement, let him know, but ultimately winning their ones here on the side of BDB.
First elimination has really
Goon
ignited
Squad
the
reduced down to 2. Jack making away with the
So excited right
with the
now,
vault.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Trailing behind now is going to be Abyss, left fighting out with BDB. And while they will recover, the cash out will be started straight away. BDB having to make them push over now. Quite a bit of distance to cover. Making use of the new Shockwave specialisation added with Season 10 here. As you saw, it basically is a big shockwave you fire out of your hand, can use to disrupt utility, push yourself around things. It's quite fun. Nearly though, outside here of the temple, going to be met up with the first player. Scooby-Doo taking quite a bit of damage, activates the cloak, trails on away. While the right control over the cash-out station was contested there by Jack. Quick response from the shotgun from Penn. All taking on through. Connor looking to try and cement themselves here. Heavy damage, hard-hitting weapons. They goo out the front entrance, fire it away. Trying to see if they can get away to stick this one through now. Yes, they will. Backdoor breachers have a key to this one. Goon Squad are quickly recognising that the triple mediums outpace the triple lights in this one, as they can recover and revive all they want to do, so they're just unable to really stick the amount of damage output that these lights can put in terms of the chip, in terms of the small little health department. And while these lights can be difficult to fight, it's going to take some masterful mechanical skill here. Jack in the thick of things will eventually be taken on down with Abyss, leaves it all down to Penn here. Bouncing themselves around here with a shockwave, gets able to take down Jack with the shotgun yet again, becoming a straight shoot 1v1 here. Spot the player, know exactly where he is, fired a blast. And ultimately, the fire's not going to be enough to confirm the kill. Goon Squad will make their way through, steal the cash out. Prompting inside the backdoor breachers to have to do a very final second steal here. And ultimately, I don't know if it's going to be quite enough time. Goon Squad might have just found themselves that one nice and early. Razor fine margins, but just in the time where you needed to do so, they get themselves away. Backdoor breach is not going to phase them though. They're going to keep on charging, going to keep on going for it. Penn right at the forefront of things as you'd expect here with the shotgun, the Cerberus. They're Jack's number this map entirely, but as we said, it's not going to be enough to really steal the cash out there. Too little, too late coming in from BDB. Trying to play the Goon Squad's going to try and do what he can to help it out, but with the team on a 10-second respawn timer, he's going to spray bullets at them, pepper them with the SMG, and back on away, pull off the recovery. Much more successful though on the other side of the arena. Second vault now going to be opened up by BDB. Get themselves on in. Start to make their name though, start to make their numbers on through. But looking to go for a response. Got Scooby-Doo going up from above here. Playing up high on the light build, but mostly BDB just sort of hanging a bit further back this time. You're going to spot the player out towards the rooftop here. A 2v1. Out survived here by BDB. Defib enables you to make that quick recovery, while the turrets are chewing up damage on the light players down below. Takes down Jack, leaves it all up to Abyss. 1v3. Chased up with the entirety of the team here. BDB. Yep, they're out. They're out. They've had enough of this. They don't want to play this game anymore. They're gone. Bye-bye, sayonara, see you later. Drop the vault, get to it.
is so old school. Here in our arena, contestants that fail to keep moving will be
The
struck
trio of
by
maids
laser beam.
making their way. Are we going for A, or are we going to be going for cash out C inside of the temple? Seems like the latter of the two will be the options chosen here, running across the rooftops with TGS in pursuit. Ultimately, going to be waiting for
Flash are ready to dive into success. They've started a cash out.
themselves.
I'm sure our contestants
Cash
would
out
like to
starts.
pause and catch
In
their breath,
comes
but we are done with
the
our
orbital lasers. This one's going to be quite an interesting one for the team holding the cash out. Basically, this event will punish any player who's standing in one place for a long time. A big old laser from the sky comes in and shoots him in the head. So not really what you want when you're trying to defend a location. You're going to have to keep on the move here. Although BDB are very deep inside here. And this could be a problem for them. Very easily to circle, very easy to trap on in. But the mine shuts down Abyss. Avery's able to find Jack with the P90. Scooby-Doo charging on in here. And while all three players on the side of BDB are low HP, this could be an opportunity to make some magic happen. Once recovered in the meantime, you're able to find the second. But the defibs just keeping each other alive. Sheer survivability right now coming out of the side of the Goon Squad. As backdoor breaches, Connor's pursuing the kill on towards this final player. Taking a lot of damage. Scooby-Dooby-Doo will be able to find one. Just have to be careful not to overbite themselves now because BDB are entering essentially a 2v3. Have to be quick, have to be aggressive on these gunfights. Just too deep on in. Avery will fall. And yet again, the steal is going to go the way of the Goon Squad. That's a massive problem right now for backdoor breachers. Twice they've got the cash out, twice they've had early control, but it's just that endurance, it's just that long-term gunfight. Need to see them peeling away a little bit from these cash outs. Playing so close by to them is being really much towards their detriment. Charging on through now, Penn using the jump pad, using the shockwave to get yourself where you can. Have to be aggressive, have to be quick right now. Make or break moment here for the side of the breachers. Going up on the head. Gonna have to stick this. No choice essentially but to do so here. Will they be able to outlast it? Caught in the fire, caught in the flames. Connor trying his best, but unable to do it. It will be the Goon Squad up on towards tournament point. Nice and early on. A clean 2-0 finish, unlike what we've seen from them before in the tournament. They will find themselves here on a very early match point. Doing very well for themselves. And look at this. Really good play. But Scooby-Doo just coming in massive clutch there. Doing absolute bits to bring it over the line for the side of TGS. As for the other team, though, BDB played well. Like I say, I think it's just that endurance game. It's just that long-term fights there. Lasted on those cash outs for more than the initial 60 seconds. There was the big hurdle, the big shortcoming that I felt that team had. And unfortunately for them, it will cost them the opportunity at point. Present their opponent with an opportunity to get it done in just 3. We're going to throw things off to a short break, but don't worry, folks. We'll be back with our third map of the evening coming up your way in just a couple of minutes. in towards cash out we will go here. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, TGS 2-0 up against the rest of the competition here. While other teams have come close, it's been the bitter dying moments that have ultimately costed our other competitors. Now find themselves falling a little bit short here. 2 heavies and a medium going to be the opted lineup here for the side of Geronimo, who struggled a little bit, to say the least. They were the closest in the head-to-head round. They were actually able to steal a cash out off of the side of Goon Squad, which is really interesting because if you ask me, BDB looked impeccable throughout most of it there. It was just the endurance game on those later portions of the head-to-head cash outs where they really struggled. So been quite a bit of an interesting one, to say the least, so far. Every team, though, has been playing well for themselves, and we head towards Las Vegas to ultimately decide who will be our victor in this one. It's all match point now. A single more head-to-head win here for the side of TGS, and they will be finding themselves victorious for this evening. All they need to do is secure this game, secure one more. Connor able to find the first pick on towards Anus there. Geronimo falling way suit as they get involved in a team scrap here. That BDB, the survivability, these turrets on the medium, keeping them in the fight quite a while, quite a bit of distance. And it's really interesting to see all of the different lineups here. Like, every team's going for something slightly different. Goon Squad have worked out, lights work quite well for them, so they're sticking with it. Backdoor breachers, triple mediums, going for that sort of survivability. Up to Tizzy, alternating sort of in between round by round. Geronimo are much more comfortable on the heavies, whereas the other teams don't seem to be too bothered by them. So it's really kind of interesting to see what is going on with these sides and kind of who's picking would go with who here. Bit of a stalemate between these 2 players, backing all the way, but no, that exposes your bottom to Abyss. And trust me, you don't want him staring at your ass. Early, quite a start here, much so for this one. Cash out B. Indeed, going to be going on through. Opened on up here now. TGS, BDB with a cash out each in their back pockets. Making up some aggression now is going to be Geronimo. Are they quite aware of the backstab though? All the focus is on the front line. Are they aware there's a player playing around them, playing above them, all the way on through? That is going to be the question. Caught in a team fight right now, up to Tizzy on the backside. Not where they want to be. Leaves it all up to Anush, trying to do what they can in a 1v3, but ultimately cornered between 3 of those amazing maids. You get the revive, sure, but unfortunately your final teammate is also cornered in with 3 maids. Not going to win that one, and Geronimo falling short on their respective team fight as well. 2 top teams from the previous game, starting off strong here. Not much has changed in the arena so far. Ultimately, TGS and BDB hanging above the rest. Locked in fairly comfortably for their first cash outs here. Now the one started by BDB is a little bit further behind, so I have to suspect Up to Tizzy may want to try and contest it. And there is enough time for Geronimo as well to go for theirs, so ultimately opportunities here for both sides. Up to Tizzy don't have a bit more of a window, a bit more time to play, but they are going up against the team they've been struggling against the most, that being the Goon Squad. It's 2 lights versus the 3 lights and then the medium on the former side as well. But they need to move quickly. That's going to be the key factor towards it here. And a great opportunity would be to move on fast inside of the team fight. Jack will fall first to Ghoulie there, coming in with the sword. Looking to try and claim second. Getting nice and aggressive. Will shut down Scooby-Doo. Winning out this fight where they need to. Do they have enough inside of them to stick the cash out on through? BDB locked down there first, trying to fight off the players here where you can. Will shut down Abyss. That turret coming in clutch. Enough time to do so. The steal will come on through from Up to Tizzy. Finding themselves up nice in the head, and while Jack will getting close to try and steal this one back, ultimately shouldn't be able to get it over the line. There you go. Forced off the cash out station there. Will be locked on through. But the Tizzy, the team fight will go on through. Will go the way of the Goon Squad, but ultimately that's fine for Up to Tizzy. They've got the prize, they've got the cash out. That's all they really wanted from this one. Start secured themselves for the second. Geronimo, 1 player left standing, all on his lonesome. Pretty poor on marks. He's had a little bit of a sort of quieter time of things here inside of the tournament so far, but everyone in the lobby pretty much is on the board right now. The backdoor breach is looking to get themselves a little bit further. Shockwave goes on down, doesn't quite hit its mark. It's just going to be lounging down below. Spot out the players there, Pen. Nothing to go for it. Across the board. BDB going to be caught in quite a gnarly team fight here with Geronimo. Nice up close and personal, but Avery with the revolver able to shut down Marks. Absolute chaos here. Baton trying to go in deep, trying to find it. Now here comes the Goon Squad looking to join the fray, but very quickly realising they're a little outnumbered, and Jack, whatever he can try to do, he's got the mage chasing him. The final player from Geronimo inside of the building will be shut down by Pen. And then down below, chase continues on towards Abyss, who, very rightfully so, should I say, has just retreated on away while his team redeploy, try and rotate back towards the action. Up to Tizzy, able to get themselves control of this second cash out now. C going to be marking under their way. Are they able to hold on to it all the way through? Backdoor breaches starting their second as well. Steal being attempted right now. Will they be able to cover it all the way through? Getting in deep, shakes off the light, sure. And the backstab there as well. Triple kill coming in quick from Up to Tizzy. And they will shut down the Goon Squad. Their backdoor breaches can't take their eyes off the prize, however. Geronimo looking to dive in deep, tried to go for this one. The heavy, first one at least, will be taken on down. Gonna get up nice, close and personal. Gets a prime view there to Avery, cutting off the head of Marks. And that leaves it all up to Taco on the roof, alone. BDB, well, they've spotted you out now. They're coming to play, chasing you around, throwing you around with those shockwaves. And they will hold on to their cash out. Meanwhile, BDB playing a little bit of a back foot towards this one. Still in this massive team scrap here with the side of Up to Tizzy. They're just not able to win it. The impact that they had in the previous games is gone. Getting up nice, close and personal will be Ghoulie to deal the final blow. And we have a new team in the top two. Second cash outs now pretty much locked in here, but different sides. Backdoor breachers.
Looking hungry. The shocking door should expect
Tizzy.
some retaliation.
Find themselves ahead. Geronimo diving on in, trying to get themselves a piece of the action here over towards the pink side, but cash out falls away right in front of them. All you can hope to do is get some brownie points out of the kills here. Meanwhile, backdoor breachers have a couple more seconds to hold on to here, but ultimately no one really in a position to contest when you look at the overall head of things. Up to Tizzy will want to try and go for it and run it if they can stick here and now. It may be a good opportunity for them, but ultimately I think biting off a little bit more than they can chew here. Won't be able to quite find themselves. The one will instead be on the receiving end of a team wipe. This final kill comes on through towards Frog. There you have it. BDB will keep themselves ahead. Geronimo getting in close here to try and go for the steal, but I don't think there's quite enough time on it. Unfortunately, cash out will disappear right on in front of them. They will win the team fight that follows suit, but yet again, ultimately, Fenn's fine with losing this one out here. It's one you're not too bothered to be losing because you've got the cash out, you've got the money, you've got the prize. Now it's about disruption because you've got a different team getting themselves stuck in towards things here. The Goon Squad. They are going to be finding themselves their first cash out of the game, and as we barrel towards the end of cash out, they will be finding themselves with more valuable here. 18,000 on this vault. They will overtake here. Up to Tizzy can't disrupt them, so they need to stop and focus and either get themselves their own cash out and try and drop ahead of BDB, or go for a steal. We could always see some double jeopardy in towards play here. Ultimately, backdoor breaches and Geronimo currently in just a little bit of a state of recovery. Executioner does see the player coming on by, but I think rightfully so, just going to let him slip on away.
The jet setters are about to take off. Cash out started.
Cash out coming on through as the players charging on up ahead now. Got two active here. One going the way of Up to Tizzy, one going the way of the Goon Squad. Backdoor breachers found themselves in a nice safe little spot. As long as they don't find, as long as TGS don't find themselves too many kills in the next couple of minutes, they should be able to hold on. But ultimately, playing it close to the cash out yet again, a common strategy amongst these teams. They're going to want to hold on for dear life here. But it's these final dying moments that have been so dangerous for Up to Tizzy before. They have to be careful. This is the threshold. Goon Squad up on ahead. They need to find kills. Holding on to this vault is not going to be enough for them. Backdoor breaches, they can just sit back and farm. That will be more than enough for them here. 3K will separate them if they're able to convert this one here on the side of TGS. BDB just playing with their food, playing with their prey. Geronimo trying to make a challenge here on towards up the Tizzy, take a last second steal jump ahead, but ultimately it wouldn't be enough for them anyway. Instead, all they can really hope to play for here on the side of Geronimo is keep Goon Squad out of the final, because that means you get one more opportunity, one more round to hold on to things. The team fight's going back and forth. We're going to see Goon Squad sitting on the sidelines for this one, it would appear. It's up the Tizzy. Backdoor breachers go head-to-head on Las Vegas to see who can find themselves in the drive-in seat here. Of our third round of cash out. It's not over yet. It's not done for the time being. This one will carry onwards just that little bit further, just that little bit closer towards a further game on through. What a banger. What a performance. Up the Tizzy, I think, going to be happy with that one there. Finally able to get themselves into a cash-out round after what's been basically 2 heartbreaks back-to-back for them. They will now find themselves with that opportunity to start building up some points, start putting some numbers on towards this board of ours. And to do so, well, all they are going to need to do is secure a round of cash-out. Head-to-head, rather. We're going to do that right after this short little break. back to Vegas we will head. This one, it ain't going to be done in 3. We'll need at least 4 rounds of it. But who can start to mount the comeback? Who can start to mount a bit of a reverse sweep here? We've got 2 new teams in our head-to-head round. Up to Tizzy doing their first of the evening. Backdoor Breachers looking to rectify what they failed to do back on Bangwai. We've guaranteed ourselves at least a 4th round here, courtesy of the TGS bailing out of this one. So they will be sitting on the sidelines watching this one to see really who is 2nd place in this tournament. Adaptation is what this game is all about. And both these teams have been doing so phenomenally. Changing things up marginally throughout the evening to just keep themselves ahead, keep themselves fresh. First vault going to be found on towards the stage here. BDB going for quite a spread out approach. Meanwhile, up to Tizzy. Going to be hiding inside the building, waiting for the other team, it appears. Want to make the first move. Neither too scared to really dive into things, get committed. A sword fight emerging. Connor caught in the middle of things. Will be taken on down there. Ghoulie to find the first one of this one. Will be immediately traded back on out by Fen. Trying to provide contention there, trying to recover. Defib is just going to fall on short, so instead you dive in with the F-car, go for the kills. You're able to find 1. Revives coming elsewhere. Powerful Frog, all that remains. Faced up with 2 in the shotgun. The maids start on the vault.
Like it's vintage champagne. Now that's luxury under pressure.
Okay, we'll go. I do love this map. It's Vegas. This is the beautiful thing about this game and all of the arenas in it. Rarely do you get such a nice look above on everything in this game. It's so pretty when you look at it, but we should probably be focusing on the action, on the gunfights, because otherwise I'll get yelled at later for not watching the action. Ghoulie coming in deep will get penned, but immediately they're traded out by the team's fire grenade. Anush trying to do what they can, going to be going in behind the turret, behind 1, but ultimately, yet again, you're in a 3v1 situation here. While BDB are low, drop a turret of your own, you're no match for all of those weapons there on the flip side. Hold on to the vault. And now, with that 15-second grace window, they can help just to which vault they're going to want to be going to play here. A or B, going for the former, it would seem. Plays things down the strip, going on through. The opponent team does manage to respawn successfully. Start across the building, cash out will be found. What they need to do, pop the vault directly inside of it. There we go. On it begins. Now, BDB, one thing they were able to really struggle with last time in the previous round of Head-to-Head was that long game, was that endurance. They got this start. They were able to get the cash out down, able to start it on through nice and perfectly. But then second round comes, second team fight emerges, and they're just not quite good for it. So up to Tizzy are aware of the win conditions here. Bleed them out, outlast them, and then going for the steal on the die in seconds. It's a risky strategy, but it was one that worked for TGS. BDB, though, I think they'll be playing a little bit more reserved this time, holding things on back. The heavy coming in through. The change from Ghoulie. Penn, unsure of really what to do, faced up with it here. Cornered and surrounded. BDB on a bit of a backline. We'll get the recovery on towards the first. Need to be careful to keep this one in a 3v3 situation. Outlasting Anu's taken down, but 2 players on low HP here. Prime opportunity for Ghoulie to go massive. Instead, it's Frog diving in deep here with the sniper rifle in hand. A lot of damage on towards 1. Still barreling around the corner here to try and find a second shot. Nice clean headshot there, exactly what you want to see. Leaves it all up to Penn. Ghoulie in the corner, trying to turn this into an advantageous situation. Will need to do so. Penn going to peel on back, get a revive of their own. Both teams here playing significantly better. Much more what you would want to see from them. Not diving in too deeply, keeping each other alive. Doing exactly what to do. Steal is being attempted right now here. Dome Shield's going to come in from Ghoulie to try and make sure it stays on through. It will indeed be able to do so. Backdoor Breachers in this endurance battle. It's 2 for 2. Are they able to find the shots? Connor with the repeater here, able to do a lot of damage output here. That's a good reason why the light fell so quickly, but against the beefier players of up to Tizzy, no match for them, unfortunately, here. The first cash out seems all but certain to go their way. Unless Connor can pull off a miracle in the next couple of seconds, but unlikely to. He's peeling on back, letting them have this one. Up to Tizzy will take the lead on the first vault. Are they going to keep on fighting, or are we just going to peel on away? Connor wants to run, but Backdoor Breachers want revenge. They're out for blood. Straight in. 1 for 1 on the trades. Pen doing what they can with the shack here, bringing out this heavy hit and assault rifle. Shuts down the heavy on the flip side. 1v1. Avery versus Frog. Trying to go for a res. Will be called out in the process there. BDB win the team fight. Get themselves up. But Volt's on the other side of the map here. All the way down on the flip end of the strip. So they've got some running to do. They've got some ground to cover. It's all about where does the flip side respawn for themselves. Conveniently, it's probably where they want to be. Right next to the Vault. But in backdoor breaches now on the egress. Go for the fight. Dome shield spotted on out. Damage being dumped in towards it to try and shape it off. Mines thrown on down. Ultimately, though, it's just a wave of utility. Scared to commit, scared to run away. Meanwhile, Anus, while the team falls around them, going on the flank, going on the reverse, but the turret's right there to catch you on out. Backdoor breaches choose to go on in. Frog tries to stave the lines. BDB will make off there with their Vault. Running on away, but the rest of the team on up. Tizzy is still alive. They're going to be looking to fight. They're going to be looking to contest this one. And the sniper rifle here on the rooftop will win these kind of engagements, will win these kind of gunfights. So you've just got to be careful of where you pry. Penn doing what they can now. Connor diving in to try and support. Ultimately here, I don't think this final player on the roof's too much of a concern here for up the Tizzy. Gooley's going to try and get involved in the gunfights here. These teams not really focused on the Vault right now, rather on each other. And in the 1v2, that's not a fight you're going to win. Get them both low, but BDB have 15 seconds now to get the Vault where they want to find it. Dash out B on the horizon. That clean. Close enough for them. What do they get? Do they go a little bit deeper and run towards C? No, instead they throw the cash out right into the waiting arms of their opponent. Up to Tizzy, respawned in the parking lot. What do you know? Exactly where they want. Nice little present waiting for them. I don't think BDB realised they'd quite spawn there. Frog doing a great job holding the front line down right now. Find the first with the sniper rifle, damage on towards the second, just fine for the hip fire, spraying, praying, hoping you can get this one. We'll finish Connor off with the melee. Can they go for the full sweep? Now they've got some support on their side as well. Gooley getting involved with things, jumps out with the Mac, able to find not quite one. Avery does go down, finish off the second, backdoor breaches down. They get the recovery, they get the team wipe, and in the meantime, the cash out has been started. Aura. Absolute aura sitting in the corner there, Anos. They're just chilling. Just having a great time right now. They're on top, barreling towards making this one a nice quick 2-0 finish. As for the breachers, they're going to need to get themselves in towards this cash out quickly. Exactly what the jump pads seek to do. Already in a position where they can look to contest. Some of Tizzy playing behind, some playing directly on the cash out itself. Lemon looking to get aggressive here with the nade launcher, firing these shells on out, but ultimately not able to hit a whole lot. Stuck in a corner, will go on down. Connor playing it close, will be able to convert the cash out. No, BDB steal it. Can they hold on though? That's the question, because they're not favourable right now. Connor doing what he can do. Will be able to find one, but caught in a scrap with Dooley. It's a 1v1 against the turret, but the turret comes in clutch. Both teams wiped, both teams down. The cash out in the hands of the breachers. I don't think there's going to be enough time to convert this one there. Absolute heartbreak down. We haven't actually had replays this entire time, so let's just watch this one. This is not the right replay. There we go. Yeah, they get a steal, and look at this. Absolute shenaniganating here inside of this one. Just absolute chaos, absolute carnage. Cash out, as we would expect to, goes the way of the breachers. It's now going to be down towards this final Vault here. What a crazy little shenanigans. Heartbreak there, though, for up the Tizzy. So close, yet so far. Oh, dearie me. Dearie, dearie, dearie me. No? Despite being on the back foot, they will respawn closer towards the Vault. Yet again, it's the Breachers having to attack. It's in the name, sure. They've been pretty good at it. Frog trying to get aggressive on this defense, and the front line pulls on back. Pulled away now as the members of BDB looking to get aggressive, looking to get up close. Gas going to be flown on out here. Ultimately, the members of the Breachers significantly worse off for wear. Almost 25% HP. Meanwhile, up Dizzy, they're 50 and recovering up inside of the bubble. The Flamethrower holds the line momentarily there against Anus. All 6 players in the lobby still standing for the moment, but Frog, the first one to break the stalemate there, shuts down Pen. Connor right there available for the revive, but looking to surround them from all possible angles right now is going to be UTT. Up a bit too deep, they will fall off there. And it leaves it down to Ghoulie. In a 1v3, able to be a 1v2, convert one with the LMG, but not good on the rest. And while the turrets will do their chip damage, do their bits, send their regards. Grenade launcher there from Avery, can safely deal with it. Vault 3 open for the stealing on the side of the Breachers. This is a tight one. This is a close one. I mean, you look at the scoreboard here. Everyone's getting involved. Everyone's competing. Frog's had a lights-out game. Pen equally so. It's been shaping up to be a real game of cash out here. But BDB have to drop the vault momentarily. Yet again thrown into the hands of the opponent. Flammenworth v Flammenworth is actually pretty much a direct trade there, as there's 2 flamethrowers on the side of Up to Dizzy, but Connor's got a flamethrower of his own in the form of that pocket shotgun, able to get a kill, get the revive on towards the teammate, leaves the final player here of Up to Dizzy running away. Frog on a light, it might not be the solution that was going to be needed. BDB, 40 seconds now, try and get this one in towards the vault, and they will do so. Cash out station going to be found. 25 grand. One final opportunity here. Revives over on the side. Moments of recovery next to the slots here. While our jackpot for tonight isn't quite that high, we do have a cash prize of our own, of course. Battle passes for each of the victorious players. So nice little incentive to do well. Both of these teams on the mount here. 60 seconds left as we just about heading towards overtime. Team fights between these two sides shaping up in front of one another. Who is going to be coming out on top? Ghoulie and Pete with the flamethrower. Control right next towards the cash out station. Will be found there. Eye up the Tizzy, but ultimately it's the corner by the cash out station where they will find their doom. They will find their penance. And while low HP, Frog can look to try and claim. Able to find one. Able to get the second. Can they get quite close enough? Nullifies Connor. Gives him an opportunity to heal though. And that's got to be the undoing there of Frog. As Connor immediately reactivates online. Teammates revived. Cash out station will be held on to by BDB. A final opportunity here. 30 seconds on the clock, 20 by the time Up the Tizzy respawn. They've got to get in. They've got to go fast. Otherwise, this round here of head-to-head will fall away from them. 15 seconds now, charging up on through. 100 meters to cover. I don't think that's quite the time, unfortunately, here. So as we sunset our Vegas games, seems like it's going to be backdoor Breachers getting there first on towards the scoreboard. And that day will do so. First on there, they will find themselves one now behind the Goon Squad, who will have been the standout team tonight. Certainly not too far behind there on the flip side of things. Incredibly good stuff there over on the side of the Breachers, but just ultimately not quite enough for them to get it over the line, to get the job done, and that means, well, we get there first on the board, one up in the standings. Next up on the line is going to be Nozomi Citadel, our flip-sided map. We've got a Vita side, we've got a CNS side, but both sides have action, both sides have carnage. That one coming right up after this short break. with it all to do on his shoulders. He finds one. Can he find Elliot? No, he
No!
cannot. BDP! Last year at the first Showdown Series Invitational, 4 challengers prevailed and found themselves crowned our first set of champions. This year, we're coming back. Old blood seeking to defend their title, new competitors looking to make their mark, and wildcards seeking to disrupt the status quo. It's not just the one battlefield they'll have to conquer, new games to play, new challenges to face, more opportunities to arise. But this year, only one can sit atop the throne. This is the Showdown Series Invitational 2026. Nozomi Citadel, a map split in two like this competition is quickly becoming. Half of our teams have points, the other half do not. TGS still find themselves up on towards Turney Point, a win here in the cash out round, and then a further one in head-to-head will find themselves the victors. BDB, one behind, not too far away as for the other two teams. They've been close, they've had some good moments. But ultimately, if they want to stay competitive in this tournament, I think now is the time to catch up. Now's the time to start getting close. And a map that plays both sides. Couldn't argue for much of a better place to really go for it. This map here, much inspired by Tokyo. It's a lovely map. It's a very nice sunny map. And immediately it's going to be spoiled by all of the bloodbath, all of the destruction here. Charging on deep, caught up with the shield. Taco, he's trying to do what he can to survive. Rest of the teammates in of Geronimo coming in to apply some support. Not Bolt goes down courtesy of Margs, but taking on a lot of damage will suffer away. Executioner down below, wanting to go for the pick, but ultimately lock bolted themselves. Cornered in a room here. Well, drop down, bloodbath going through. And the kills are going in every direction right now. Multiple teams in the fray, trying to go for this one. Up to Tizzy, Geronimo dropped, team wiped both. Goon squad low, backdoor breach is the only one in fighting form right now, and they're going to take that rapid momentum to get themselves pushing on up towards the first cash out here of Nozomi Citadel. Over towards the CNS side of the map. Breaching charges being established, the turrets being plopped on up. Goon squad up in the fighting form, they have a vault for themselves. Temporarily in the void, but will be brought on back on out. and can be recovered. They're over on the Via side of the map here. As you can see, there's a rift down the middle. Via, it's a lot more CQB, it's a lot more tight rooms over on the CNS side, the pink side, let's call it. Things are a little more hectic. Things are a little more crazy. Here he finds the first of the game. On towards Frogs, will be immediately recovered there, courtesy of Anus. But then Connor comes in with the shotgun, shuts them on down, going chasing, going for seconds. Trying to find what he can, see if he can find anything. Doing a lot of damage on towards Ghoulie here. The chip damage wall being won out here by the Breachers. Looking to get deep, looking to get aggressive right now. Here comes Anus in with the P90. Can they quite make the connection? No, just going to fall a little bit short. Who will eventually be able to... Oh, get windy. Finds the second shot there. Drop on down. Goon Squad in a good position. Quite uncontested with their cash out right now on towards the dance floor. Same can't be said for the Breachers though. Teams rapidly dwindling and playing around them. Most of the action's taking place this part of the map, and it's going to give you a nice early lead inside of this sort of. Maybe not the best strategy play overall if you ask me, because as much as playing for yourselves in these cash out rounds, you're really going to want to be playing to keep Goon Squad out of it. They're going to be the team to target, they're going to be the team to take them down, because if they go to a head-to-head and you don't, the tournament is ultimately out of your hands at this point. But the Breachers doing a very good job of holding on to this initial cash out right now. While other teams can come in, look to try and play some disrupt, play some Devil's Advocate. Ultimately, is it going to be enough to shake them off the station in time? No, I don't quite think it is. They'll be able to hold on to it nice and easily, get the job done. Romo, final player with a sledgehammer, takes Abyss down. But he's on his own some here, not in the position to really recover and take this whole team fight. We'll fire a lock bolt here, trying to play the statue out right now, but low HP tucked in the corner behind Jack. We'll be able to get a couple nice free swings off. Can't quite find it as well. Be able to get it. Hold on just a second here. There's a possibility of being spotted out here. I think he's unaware. Scooby-Dooby-Doo playing in the corner. He will be more than happy to mop him up. Finish the kill. Breachers locked in their first cash out. Goon Squad will do so in a second or so. And so far, against the Breachers on the top. Goon Squad not far behind. Up to Tizzy, Geronimo. Bit of a quiet start to this round's cash out. The latter of them receive an end of a team wipe there, courtesy of TGS. Not where you want to be right now, but ultimately where you might have to. Death explodes. That's the next one on the line here, the next limited time event. How this one works is, well, when you die, you will drop a bomb on the floor. It goes boom. It can do quite a bit of damage, not only to the environment in the arena, but namely other contestants around you, and especially in this tighter sort of Via area of the map. Well, you can get nice close and personal there with a sword. You just got to be careful not to get victim to one of the bombs here. Penn, the final player left here, Breachers. Ultimately cornered, Margie will fall. Taco trying to do what he can to pick up the pieces, able to find one. Caught in a nice messy scrap with the second here, shuts down, but unfortunately just a full free might there of TGS, a little too much there. Specialists, not quite enough to shake Abyss off the revive. They'll be able to commit it on through. Bolt control and TGS can start to make their way over towards cash out D. As where on the map though? It's over towards cash out 3. I'll trail him. Up to Tizzy, getting up nice, close and personal here. Just got to be careful of these death bombs there, because they are booming, they are loud, and they are doing a lot of damage in the arena. All three players now with Tizzy up on the recovery. Unfortunately, Delight stuck in the corner there, will be taken on down by the revolver. John looking to get in aggressive now, right below the cash out here. Trying to challenge on towards TGS. Getting up aggressive with the AK, one on the staircase as well. Have to be wary. Taco doing what he can, able to find the first one towards it, but cornered there. Zavis with a double. Taken on down there. Geronimo will fall yet again, lose another team fight. Up to Tizzy in the meantime, they've been able to take a cash out station away from the Breachers, hand themselves some control over it. Normally here, it's an interesting strategy from Tizzy, because as I say, you will want to go for the Goon Squad in this situation. They are the team to beat, they are the team to target. Reason for that is if they get to the, as I said, if they get to the head-to-head, they're going to be a problem for you. If you're not in that head-to-head to deny them, you could lose the tournament without even having a say in the final round of it. So it's very interesting that a lot of teams are kind of giving birth to the Goon Squad, just kind of playing around them, not really wanting to contest them. I get it, they're a strong team, and maybe they're convinced it's not one they'll win. Backdoor Breachers, though, they're backing themselves right on in, going diving deep. Smoke grenades on the floor, just going to see if Connor, if he here can stick this cash out on down. Will he be able to get it all the way? No, not quite. The bomb on the vault will go off, but ultimately not to find anything. Avery peels on away, gets the revive on towards the first. Too bad of a position for BDB to try and re-aggress, but ultimately TGS have seen where they've gone to, seen where they've run off to. It's going to be a very predictable retake here, and as soon as they charge in, you can see it. Immediate action, immediately on the receiving end of a gunfight and on the foul end of a team wipe. TGS will hold on to their cash out. Geronimo have stolen one of their own in the meantime, but it's all about holding on here. Taco's the final player left standing as the team's crumbled around him. We've seen this time and time before. Has to get close with the baton. Will be able to shut down Frog. Keep this one going for the team here. Leads all up to Ghoulie. Sword versus shield. It's a melee duel here. Trying to catch the player off guard, but the sword catches him completely off guard, unaware of it. Up to Tizzy. Should be able to get there in time, provided you don't set these mines off to steal the cash out. Backdoor Breachers barreling in now, trying to do something about it, but ultimately not going to be enough time to do so. Nice clutch up there from Ghoulie to keep up the Tizzy ahead of this one in the top two for it. But you've got to be wary. The Goon Squad, they are far ahead of everyone, which means it's all about this second and third space right now. BDB up the Tizzy. Going to be the important factors inside of this one to determine who gets to stave off the Goon Squad. Both have historically quite struggled against this roster. Neither one able to take point off of it, so we'll see how things fare here. But ultimately, it's just a scrap. It's just a duel. BDB brought down to a sliver of HP here, trying to go for what little they can against the Goon Squad, and while the shotgun will be good for the one, no more than that. Vault number 5 goes the way of TGS as they'll bring it back inside the building, get the recovery, and retreat on away. Able to find Ghoulie courtesy of the turret. Final player, Geronimo, inside the crate, sent right back out there by Frog. Inside of up the Tizzy. Get themselves control over the vault. 16 seconds left, though, to hold on towards this one, but right as I say that, TGS activate another cash out station, buying us a couple more seconds here. Up to Tizzy, really wanting to get towards this vault now, but recognised quite quickly. Hold on, there's a whole team inside of there waiting for you. It's the Breachers looking to try and contest for this one, looking to try and go for it. But on the final minute mark, that cash out station is going to go away. It's all about the team fight. It's all about the duel right now. Connor will get the revive, but ultimately, your teammates quite low water as soon as they do respawn. Actually able to survive it for a moment there. Up to Tizzy on the gunfight. Ultimately, this one's just now all about keeping the Breachers out of it. Goon Squad have got themselves a firm lead inside of this round. There is no way they're knocked out of this one now. The Breachers can get a miraculous steal. They'll be able to hop over the side of up Tizzy, but in this firm fighting situation here, Tizzy are doing a very good job right now of understanding the assignment, just preventing their direct opponent in this one from getting anywhere. And if anything, you want to keep them alive here. Don't send them in the team fight, just keep playing in and around them. Because the longer they're here faffing about with you, they've got no time to go for the cash out. Steal now, it's going to lock you out of this final round. Up the Tizzy, the Goon Squad going head to head on the Nozomi Citadel here for our possible final round here. As this is an opportunity for the Goon Squad to close out this tournament, an opportunity for themselves to seal this one. Not quite the flawless finish they would have liked, but it's now down to a team with 0 points to their name to stop what is rapidly becoming one of our scary-looking teams inside of this tournament. A head-to-head round here for Nozomi Citadel. Round number 4 of this evening will be coming up right after this short break. here we are, ladies and gentlemen. What could be the final match of the evening here for the Showdown Series March Clash. The Goon Squad up on tournament point. Despite their shortcomings in Vegas, they bagged themselves some nice early victories. Now they find themselves here on the Nozomi Citadel to try and get this one finished. Backdoor Breachers, while they did get themselves a point in the previous round, will be unable to compete here, and their fate will instead lie on the side of Up the Tizzy. That is going to be the team here that is going to have to keep them inside of this tournament. Otherwise, it will be end in all for them. The Goon Squad, of course, with the potential to get this one done. All they need is 2 cash outs here. On the split side of the map, they dominated this one in the cash-out round. So here in head-to-head, it's going to put a lot of work on the shoulders here of Up the Tizzy to see anything different. First pick goes against them. Second one will fall. And the backstab from Ghoulie may just come in a little bit too late as heads from Goon Squad pivot. It's a 1v1. Ghoulie versus Abyss. There, but the Cloaked player just catching him completely off guard. Shuts it on down. First team fight goes the way of TGS. They can just recover. Importantly, escape with the Vault. That's turret shooting, by the way. All players as Tizzy. As you can see, they're a little bit dead. They will be waiting the remainder of this one out. Abyss speeding away here, deep in towards the Vayak corner of the map. But that's, as you can see, right where Up the Tizzy are going to be lurking for him. And a little bit of a rude awakening will shut him on down. Vault box goes right into the hand, and that's the problem with speeding ahead of your teammates there. Look at how discoordinated Goon Squad are right now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo is a little bit further ahead there. Jack a bit too far behind, and ultimately they can regroup. But Up Tizzy not only have the high ground, they also have a man advantage to play with as well. And the Vault that they're going to want to hold on to, they will be the ones to start off this first cash out. Wrap down below, a very vertical one here. This one's going to be here for the side of it's very much a King of the Hill game. And they're being Up to Tizzy right now is a great situation to be in because you have control of this hill. It's a massive building. They have to ascend. They not only have to try and get control of it, they'll also have to ascend it straight on towards the roof, looking to try and bypass the enemy team. Going in close towards the cash out station here. Up to Tizzy peeling a little bit further back. Goes in deep, but unfortunately Abyss will fall short. Just looking to kite around, looking to play around it. The 3 players of Up the Tizzy surrounding the Goon Squad right now, but it becomes a 2v2 situation. You have to respect your opponent, have to respect these gunfights. It's a direct 1 versus 1 for it, but Ghoulie with the sword comes in clutch with a double. Keeps Up the Tizzy on this one. No turrets to fall privy to this time. We'll recover the teammates. Hold on towards this one, and the big thing here ultimately is going to be the time factor, right? Up the Tizzy's doing such a good job to keep this team away, keep them at a distance, and even when the side of Goon Squad do respawn, they're going to be a little bit further away with a little bit of distance to cross. But ultimately, it's just more eating against them on the clock here. 3/4 of the cash out, pretty much complete now for them. Charging on up. Trying to do what they can here. Frog taking a little bit of damage, peels on away. Ghoulie just looking to play devil's advocate with the sword, hiding on back while the rest of the team get involved in the gunfights. Involved they will be. Control on the cash out station directly will be confirmed by the Goon Squad. Are they in a position where they now feel they can commit to the stick? Yes, they will try, but the firebomb from Ghoulie there, great play on the utility, keeps them away. And yet again, it's Ghoulie charged up with clutching, finds the second. Stuck in a 1 versus 1 with Scooby-Doo, just has to get aggressive. Instead, it's the defib they stick for, and that may have been the right play there. Able to outlast, able to outsurvive. Do they have the time to convert this one on over their way? No, they do not. The bunny with a sword bought enough time, and the Goon Squad walk away on top of the hill, but with their pockets empty. Now on the back foot as Up to Tizzy look to cement themselves. On over towards the Vault, we'll find that control. Over on the flip side of the map here as we dive deep across the rift. Now head on towards the Via side of the map. Off the Via side. Team fight on the initial side of the Vault here. Going to be going away to Goon Squad quite comfortably. Ghoulie left the clutch up with the sword again. Will be able to find one, but ultimately stuck in the corner there. Jack runs around. Gets the punch in the face. Here come the UFOs. Here come the aliens. Not those whales. Genuine UFOs. The tractor beams. Quite a bit of fun to play around here. Never actually looked at one up close before, because they're not normally competitive, so you don't really get a good look at them. But we're not that competitive. We don't care. We're leaving the modifiers on. They make this game fun. Either way, those tractor beams will be something to keep an eye out here for as both these teams continue to play this one active for the next 2 minutes of this server. Starting off now is going to be the Goon Squad getting opening hands on the cash out. Anu's in a court engagement with 3 upstairs. Gooley with the backstab on the sword finds 1. It becomes a straight 1v1. Frog here versus Abyss. Court reloading, but able to get the defib up on towards Gooley. Abyss goes close, but he doesn't realise it's the player with the sword. Luckily, though, he's able to back off in just enough time. Recovers it there. But almost what probably could have been one of the biggest fumbles of the century there if he doesn't quite realise that's the player with the sword. In enough time. Early control of second cash out established here by the Goon Squad. Up to Dizzy, now respawning. Going to be charging on across here. Tractor beam outside. Not going to be anything inside of the actual arena itself, though. Frog throws the grenade on towards the first, spots out Jack. A lot of damage taken there by the P90. He's going to try and escape away, not going to be able to do so. Anus is there to mop up and confirm the kill. Up to Tazzy, looking to get in close here, diving deep, but the turret's forcing them to pay a bit of respect, run on away. Gooley, though, doesn't seem to give a single shit. Charging on in, shuts down Scooby-Doo. Abyss, the final one left standing, activates the cloak here, has to try and find a way to get this player off the cash out here, but ultimately you're the light. This is what you're built to do, going for these gunfights, going for these big hero moments, and that's exactly what he does. Big hero moment, it's what he's found himself there. A quick double kill on towards the up Tizzy players, and inside of this building here in deep, the Goon Squad realise this is where the lights excel, this is where Abyss is at his very much best. They will get this cash out. Despite the beams raising them from above, it's ultimately not going to be enough to convert it on through. Triple kill as well here from Abyss. This team wipe, absolutely gnarly stuff. There is a reason he is one of the most respected players in this tournament, because he can pull off stuff like that on a moment's notice. In the meantime, though, the vault has been secured by the side of the Goon Squad. 1-1. The scoreline will sit up the Tizzy. Now, if they want to keep themselves going in this tournament, get themselves one on the board, they have to win this cash out here. There's no ifs, no buts about it. Goon Squad win this next cash out. The whole game lies in their hands. They're closer towards the vault. Will likely look to start things off. Immediately what they're going to choose to do. Now, when it comes to cash out options here, we look ahead a little bit. Here's what I think they're going to benefit by playing something a little bit more close quarters here. That seems to be where they can really find their stride. If they're playing close, they're playing coordinating, really keeping up the Tizzy on the guess. I don't think they quite realise, though. They're charging at Gooley. Drops the Vanish Bomb, has to try and retreat away. Looks to get close to Jack. Right in there, going for the fight. Wins it, slips on away. Abyss, though, with the Vault. Running towards C, but ultimately, yet again, he's left his team behind him. He's now all on his lonesome. Thermal ball deployed on the floor, get himself some sightlines here. But ultimately, as long as up to Tizzy stick together here, they can play this in a 3 versus 1. They should be able to convert control on towards this cash out here, providing that they're going to be quick enough for it. Jack has respawn, so time is dwindling rapidly here, and Abyss can just look to play a bit more lurky, look to play a bit more passive, but with the cash out being stolen, he has to get aggressive, he has to get up close. 2 turrets in his face, yep, nope, he's not surviving that one. Cash out will be stolen, revive will be going on through. Goon Squad have to wait 20 seconds to bring their teammate back in. Well, battered and bruised up the Tizzy. They will be going into this one with a numerical advantage. Dropping down from behind is going to be Frog, able to be good forwards. The first there trades out the mine with Scooby-Doo, but that just leaves Jack on his own. Some spots out one up above here. Chimera and a new crossbow added in hand. Abyss respawning. Up to Tizzy, pressure starting to mount now. Trying to go for the revive, will be able to successfully stick to defibs. Just got to be careful here to press the man advantage. Needs to go for the confirm. Melee fist fight going on through, but Jack wins it. No. Tizzy on the brink of greatness here. They just need to hold on for a couple more seconds, and Gooley thinks the backhand play, playing a little bit further off, is going to be the way to do so. It leaves Frog on their lonesome, but peeled on away from the objective, tucked in a corner. Decides to go for the gunfight with the nade launcher, good for 1, but can't quite find the second. Time is quickly running out here for the side of the Goon Squad. Abyss has to make the recovery. Dynamic duo terrorising these competitions for the last year to get this done here and now. Spot behind the turrets, go towards the stick. Ghoulie knows this is make or break. This is where moments are made. This is where heroes are found. Able to get one, going for the second. Fire bombs to cash out, and that might just be enough. That might be just what they needed. As up the Tizzy respawn, charge on in, send out the Goon Squad. This one's going further. This one's going the distance. We are not finished yet. We are going to Monaco. My goodness. Hero plays there. Absolute hero plays. My word. Nothing more to say than that one. 3 teams on the board now. TGS. They won the first 2 but haven't been able to replicate that success since. And that takes us all the way to round number 5. Monaco. Here's our next battleground, a classical one in the finals. Lots of opportunities for destruction, lots of opportunities for some action. But ultimately, is it going to be where this one ends? We'll throw things off to a quick break and we will find out shortly. And welcome back on in, folks. In an absolutely quackers turns of events, we have unfortunately said goodbye to two of the players of Geronimo who have slightly forfeited the tournament. That has upset my overlay. This is actually so sad. I'm going sob now as the overlay might be slightly off for this one. This is going to be a mild setback for the time being, but it's okay. We will sort it. We will deal with it after this round of cash out. Either way, though, we're over here on towards Monaco. It's a bit foggy. It's a little bit ducky. But all of the action still is the same, none-the-less. So it's going to be a really entertaining one, hopefully, still, regardless of what kind of does happen, what kind of goes on through here. Italy instead, what we're going to just see is a bit of a change, bit of a go. First cash out going to be opened up here by the backdoor breachers over towards B side. But it will make things in the arena a little bit more quiet. Alfie is playing on his own now. Marks was supposed to be here. I don't know, is she just disconnected or... He's loading, apparently. But yeah, they rage quit the tournament. Not cool. Tut, guys. Anyway. So, instead, Alfie's just going to basically sit on a crane all game and be a twat, I believe was the intention from what I heard inside the lobby, which should give the side of Up to Tizzy a very nice, easy start to this one. Very nice, easy go to the first round here. Backdoor breaches caught in a team fight with TGS, one-on-one for each other. But so far as the breachers coming out on top here. As cash out's being held quite well. Final player Scooby-Doo does tries to go on in, but unfortunately will fall on suit. 30 seconds on the clock, and meanwhile, the side of Up to Tizzy, they are being chipped away at here by Alfie. I don't know if they just don't want to bother because they know he's a single player on his lonesome. They're just going to let him be a nuisance. Ultimately, this is where the balance muckery will kind of come in towards things here. We're always going to have one cash out at any given point in time where just nothing's really happening. This is kind of what this one's going to be at this point. So our cash out rounds will probably be a little bit quieter going on forwards here, but I do love this setup from the breachers. No one is getting anywhere near this cash out. It is quite gnarly, I've got to be honest. Game Squad wants to go for this one instead, want to commit on fighting out these breachers. Avis taking a lot of damage, Jack going to fall, Scooby-Doo taken down as well. And first two cash outs going to our teams that are trailing behind on 1 point now. Geronimo, they sit on 0 and considering circumstances very likely will remain on 0. Avis though, tearing through things. I think Avery giving him just a little bit of respect. Will revive the teammate, but you're spotting him immediately in the face. But you have no ammo. No, Avis on a triple. He's continuing to tear through this one, but I don't think he quite has the time to get the cash out, unfortunately. Some phenomenal play, some great stuff, but just not quite enough, really, to seal the deal as the cash out comes on through for the side of Up to Tizzy as well. Jet Set, and I'm reading the team name because it's what's right in front of me now. Up to Tizzy taking some damage. Powerful Frog's going to be falling down to the sniper rifle held by Connor. Bolt out in the park is going to be stuck on through by the breachers. Goon Squad over on the other side of the park, getting a vault of their own. Which leaves Up to Tizzy in a difficult position. Who do they wish to fight? Half time here on the cash out round of Monaco. Ultimately, Vault 3 is going to be stuck. Cash out C not too far away. Should be able to go on through, but it's then going to be a fight between the side of Up to Tizzy and the backdoor breachers here, as they're going to look to try and seal this one on through. Alfie still playing sniper. Has he got a kill yet? No, he has not. That's unfortunate. Julie diving in on deep now with the sword, trying to go up close and personal. Pops the healing bolt, brings himself back up to full HP. Outside, Powerful Frogs making things work through. The P90, powerful as ever. Downs one, brings another towards a sliver of HP, and then in comes the sword to try and mop up towards the rest. Being thrown around by the shockwave on the medium, will be taken down. Should be able to confirm this final player. Grenade going to move the statuette away, but then the recovery can come on through. And side of Up to Tizzy should be able to steal the cash out away from the breachers. Goon Squad moving quite calmly on the other side of the map. Not much is happening for them right now, or just sitting inside of a building while Alfie continues to poke and prod with his sniper rifle. Breachers, as I said, they now get themselves in this tough position of who do they go for. It seems like they want a rematch up here with the side of Up the Tizzy. They're going to be going on in for it. Hen leading the assault. P90 in hand. Controlled by the cash out is actually going to be established early on. The turret's up top causing problems, but it's this peeled back strategy here from the side of Up the Tizzy. Is it going to work in their favour or not? First one's going to fall from either side. 2v2 situation. Cash out being stolen on through. Is the cover from Avery there? No, it's not quite. Connor will fall. Ultimately, you can throw the utility down, try and toss what you can. But it's going to be a very difficult one to deny this final player with the sword unless you can hit a shot with the revolver. But when they're going invisible like that, it's hard to do. They're in your face, you're able to get it. Do you have the time for the cash out and the steal? Maybe a bit of aggression that wasn't quite needed. But it seems like the Breachers will be able to get away with the cash out there. Keeping themselves on top. More importantly, keeping their direct opponent here over on the downside. As we say, it's all about this one right now. You want to keep Goon Squad out of these head-to-head rounds because they can close the tournament. That's their big factor right now. They're able to close the tournament. Meanwhile, the other teams cannot. So if they get into a head-to-head round, it's not disastrous if you don't make it, but if Goon Squad make it to a head-to-head round, they can win it without you being able to stop them. So it's a very cautious one you'll have to play. Breachers taking the lead here early on Monaco. Sniper fire shots coming in from Alfie. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's unless because no one else is really playing light other than the Goon Squad, and Goon Squad knows a sniper, so they're just kind of giving him some wide berth. Bless him. They just don't really want to get too involved with that one. The orbital laser is going to be reactivated here on this map. Same process as before. Any player standing still for too long will be struck out by the sky. Penn's able to shut down Frog. Gunfights continuing to go between Up the Tizzy and the Breachers, who have really been rivals throughout much of this evening, much of this tournament. Nice double kill from Frog there. Connor retreating on away as the final member of BDB. Holds on for dear life on the rooftop, trying to scrap, trying to do what he can, but with his teammate, it's both 15 seconds away. Has to pull on away from the vault, giving Up the Tizzy control of it. Look to push forward. A little bit closer towards Cash Out B, where Connor will make his stand. His teammate should be able to join him by the time he gets there. Now it's a question of how can they deal with it. On the long angle here. Button him on through. Does he know how close he is? Alfie, his first head-on-head gunfight all came wrong. Instead, I think it's going to be the orbital cannon there to shut him down. Fortunately for Geronimo, taking on down. The cannons making their work present over towards Cash Out B. Reptizzy holding inside of the building. Not too many areas to move here, so they will certainly be feeling the wrath of those lasers coming up from above. Doing well to hold on for themselves right now. Caught in a direct fight here. Goody getting up close and personal with the sword, able to find two. Third found elsewhere, gets them that control over the Cash Out. Goon Squad holding long, far, deep corner, far side of the map. Abyss taking a little bit of damage. Not to be found, unfortunately. Oh, you don't have to do this to him, Jack. You don't have to do this to him. You don't have to go hunt him for him. He's on his own. Let him be. Sprays with the AK. Misses some shots. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dearie me. But we want BDB making advances now, have fallen out of favour, losing the Cash Out to Up the Tizzy, so they're instead going to be having to go for the one held by the Goon Squad here. Charging on through deep in towards the park, they've got to be careful not to find themselves too cornered here. It's a very easy one to find, but the backstab from Scooby-Dooby-Doo will be able to find one, and looking for more than that as well. The final player of BDB will be revived, Penn just as quickly dealt with. Unfortunately here for the side of the Breachers, will be done. The Goon Squad and the side of Up the Tizzy will be going head-to-head on Monaco for a round of face-off here to see who can take it, who can find it. Of course, another opportunity to close the tournament out here. Whether they'll be able to do it or not, we will have to wait and see. The conclusion to Monaco, the head-to-head, yet again another opportunity for the Goon Squad coming right up after this short little break. And here we are, folks. Monaco, the map that really started it all for this game. The one where we could see the end here for the March clash. The Goon Squad, of course, holding their lead inside of this one. But up the tizzy. They won this one the last time. The cash-out results of Nozomi Citadel reflect identical here in Monaco. So will we see the same results in the head-to-head and go towards that next round of Banao? Or will the tournament end in this one? 3v3 to settle things here. This one is, of course, going to be a banger. Now, the ducks have been removed for this one. No more ducks. We decided to get rid of those, because that was literally for the sake of a pun. I didn't realise the ducks quite literally destroyed that church in the middle. So, oopsie doopsie. It's okay. We will continue. Well, being opened up by the Goon Squad here, start things off their way. As always, Ghoulie looking to play some Devil's Advocate positions. Be careful, be in sync with the rest of the team here. Abesh running away with the cash out. The rest of the team trying to follow suit, but Scooby-Doo has been left alone. And it's a bit disjointed right now. You've got a duel going on over by the cash out, the vault itself, and then you've got a secondary sort of hunt here going for Scooby-Doo with the rest of Up the Tizzy. Really disjointed right now from both sides, all honesty. So quite a curious one, and Ghoulie's been able to secure themselves a double. And can probably look to try and take an early cash out here, unless Scooby-Doo is able to hit these shots from along the way. Fire blocking it off, the gas dropping, doing a lot of damage there. Gonna look to get up close and personal, but ultimately the sword's better for it. Up the Tizzy will be able to get themselves cash out number one. Respawn now for the side of Goon Squad. Feels like a small eternity. Slowly chipping away at their opportunities for this one. They did so well at the start of this tournament. 2 rounds in their favour, and then have lost the previous 2. One of which they weren't even in. Head-to-head round 4. They will remain in it this time. They will have their chance. But I think Up to Tizzy have got recommendation on how to play this one here. They've got 2 turrets watching this cash out from afar, doing all of the chip damage here on towards Goon Squad, who historically have played lights, this time pivoting around towards the double medium setup. But it's not working for them. Frag Grenade takes down Jack. You see Frog there at top left of the screen, in the distance, far away, and well, Avis can do Avis things on side of the cash out. Is the cover going to be perfectly there from up above? The grenades, the fire being thrown, but ultimately, no, it's not quite enough there to convert it. They can't stick out the cash out station just yet, though. Time is quickly dwindling, luckily, though, for the side of Goon Squad. Up the Tizzy will all falter, and this one will be converted on through. Goon Squad take the lead. Very likely be able to ride this one all the way on through, as Up the Tizzy just probably won't spawn close enough to contest this one in time. They will deploy in. You can see them on the other side of the park there, and nothing short of some magic teleportation abilities. It's not going to be enough for them. So instead, they'll just try and look to seek to win this team fight out here with the side of Goon Squad. Now find themselves 1-0 up. On towards tournament point. Yet again, they will get one more cash out. This one's theirs. And rule number 1. When you've got a sword-like player on the enemy team, always be watching your back, because they will just appear behind you and stab you in the face. Jack, final one left standing now for the side of Goon Squad, able to take Anus down on the enemy team. Really as well. Going head-on-head 1v1 here. Is the damage done by the previous players so too much to handle? Yes, it will be. They will fall. They will shut on down. The revive comes on through. Side of Up Tizzy, they're back up and fighting, but it's winning these team fights when they matter. That's going to be the difference maker here inside of this one. It sounds simple on paper, but ultimately, they need to learn how to win these team fights. They need to learn to win the ones that matter here. Ultimately, a team fight when we're far away from a cash out isn't really going to make all that much of a difference. Goon Squad will spawn over on the vault, start to unlock it. Really up close. The rest of the team a little bit further away, coming now in to play some support, but Sonar Mines here from the side of Goon Squad. Going to spot out here, really trying to deal with these shenanigans being thrown at them. Rock cut down on the long angle there. Death grenades have been reactivated for the next 2.5 minutes. And this will get the recovery for the team. Goon Squad sticking together, making fine work of getting this cash out across the map here. And while Up the Tizzy will continue to chase, will continue to follow. If they're in a position quite yet where they're going to be able to convert this one across. They decide to take team fight in the park. Do the Goon Squad want to go for the fight, or do they just want to continue getting this cash out started? Seems like that's exactly what they're going to do there. Ignoring a dead player. You've taken one of theirs, we've taken one of yours. Back in towards. Run away they will. Cash out going to be started now for the side of TGS. Up to Tizzy. Come getting close. Frog and Bully, they've all played phenomenal tournaments. Really good stuff from them all so far, but going to be enough here to seal the deal. Hop up we go, straight up on towards the rooftop. It's a solo fight here, one that's not going to favour Frog. They will be taken down. Second one comes in to join the fray, but it's a little too late there, leaving just Ghoulie all on their lonesome on the objective, and no, not going to be able to survive it there. Caught him with the bomb. Not going to be enough to do too much. They will knock the cash out box on its side, but ultimately there, I think the adaptation here from the Goon Squad is really doing the numbers right about now. This medium lineup here, it's not as finicky, it's not as fine line walking as you would find on the side of the lights. Instead, it will be down towards this one. Charging down towards the park now, up the Dizzy. Caught in between. Goon Squad looking to play a little bit further back, and it will pay off for them here, because now up to Dizzy, charged straight on in towards his cash out, and they're just caught in what's really a position they don't want to be themselves in. Low HP, forced to run away. Manus will drop to the floor, caught in between them. A real sandwich position. It's a difficult one to find your way out of here if you are up to Dizzy. Goon Squad, with this final kill here, could make the difference. Ghoulie with a tournament now on the shoulders. Charges up on ahead. Avis to confirm the final kill. 15 seconds on the clock before up the Tizzy respawn, but I don't think that's going to be enough. That's not going to be it. The Goon Squad will be your Showdown Series March champions. Strong start, solidified by an amazing end. May be able to question their name, but you can't question the impact they have in these tournaments. Starting to build up a streak, starting to build up a back-to-back, and they will be your March Clash champions. It's none other than the Goon Squad. What a phenomenal performance from these guys. Great stuff tonight. Things we do indeed love to see. All three. Abyss just dominating that final round there. Found home on the medium build. Exactly what you would expect to see. A great stuff there from them. Look at that. Such great. There. As we head, look at the scoreboard quickly. And then the screen you've all been waiting to see. Our March Clash champions. It's none other than the Goon Squad. Congratulations to them. Commiserations to the rest. It was a hard-fought battle there, especially by the likes of Up the Tizzy and the Backdoor Breachers, but just wasn't quite enough on the evening. They will find themselves falling a little bit short. And I'm just seeing if we're getting a tiebreaker round or not, because we're just waiting for the teams to know. But either way, March Clash champions. Congratulations to TGS. Really great night, actually. I feel like teams are finally really get a grip on towards the finals now, trying to learn how to play this game a little bit better and getting themselves up and done well. So as for TGS, they will earn themselves cash prizes for this tournament. They will get themselves everything that they need. And with the forfeiture of the tiebreaker game, Backdoor Breachers will be second, Up to Tizzy first, and Geronimo will find themselves with a DNF for the forfeiture of the tournament. This has been all for the March Clash this one. We will be back next month with the continuation of the Showdown series. We're going to be heading over to Counter-Strike 2. Nice new 5v5 format. Something everyone has been waiting to see, been wanting to watch. But for now, for me, this is all for tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, folks. Thanks to the players for sticking it on out. Thank you for you all for watching. Take care, have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time.
With it all to do on his shoulders, he finds one. Can he find Elliot? No, he cannot! BDP!
Last year at the first Showdown Series Invitational, 4 challengers prevailed and found themselves crowned our first set of champions. This year, we're coming back. Old blood seeking to defend their title, new competitors looking to make their mark, and wildcards seeking to disrupt the status quo. It's not just the one battlefield they'll have to conquer, New games to play, new challenges to face, more opportunities to arise. But this year, only one can sit atop the throne. This is the Showdown Series Invitational 2026.